unless their hearts are torn to pieces. God is knower, wise.
Isn't right, well, worthless. Don't be worthless. Get guided with Guide Us TV. Get the free app, guideus.app. And just like the pen that doesn't write, well, worthless. Don't be worthless. Get guided with Guide Us TV. Get the free app, guideus.app. And just like the pen that doesn't write. And we're coming to you almost live all the way from our studios right here in Southern California. Yeah, man. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Huwa alladhi ja'alna Muslimin. All the praise is to Allah. He is the one who made us surrender, submit, and obey His commandments as true believers. That's what the word Muslim means. Anyway, we've got some great guests with us tonight. Let's get them introduced right now. First and foremost, we're going to talk about something that's going on in Florida. And to help us understand more about that, we have Dr. Ado. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you?
MashaAllah ta'ala. I couldn't be better if I had good sense. Alhamdulillah.
We have Dr. Sultan with us also.
Oh yeah, let's bring him out next. Let's do that. Dr. Sultan, salam alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
How are you, doctor?
MashaAllah, couldn't be better. Allah's blessings.
MashaAllah.
Allah Ta'ala's blessings.
MashaAllah. All right. Well, let's go back now to Dr. Ado. What is going on there in Florida? I've heard some stuff down there, but you can bring us up to date.
There's a lot of stuff going on in Florida. There seems to be, from whatever you're watching on the, right now, the coverage for the, voting and the numbers, and keep going to county by county and so on.
Yeah.
So it's very, very exciting. It's definitely make it or break it state, one of the battleground states, but along with others like Michigan, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania, we're watching. It's not going to be decided tonight, that's for sure. It's going to be a few more days. I hope everything will be peaceful for everybody's sake and for the country's sake. And we wish that there's going to be basically a good representation of what people believe in and what their voices will be heard. But I can tell you, this morning, waking up was very chilly. Going to Fajr was very chilly. It's like degrees. So this just like a 25-degree drop made a big difference. Got to have some jacket on, and so alhamdulillah. So winter's here.
Yes, it is. We felt that this morning ourselves. And then I was real surprised when I walked into my wife's office and it was freezing in there. And I said, what the heck? And she said, well, it was getting too hot for her in the other room. And I said, well, no, that's gotta, wow. It's cold here. It really is cold to me, especially because everybody else likes it a little bit warmer than I do. A little bit colder. Sorry, I'm the one that likes it warmer. Anyway, alhamdulillah. Dr. Sultan, tell us what's going on there in St. Louis, Missouri.
Well, it is an exciting day. Therefore, who knows, day for the change is change for the better, or what or the worst, whatever. That it will take it, whatever it comes through. So far, it is peaceful. People are going to elections. The lines were long. Some places in the city short, in the suburbs and stuff like that, lines long. But it has been quite peaceful. Unfortunately, there was one fatality. The woman came to vote and she was run over accidentally by a car, nothing to do with political scene. So that was a very sad.
A lady came to vote and she got run over by a car?
That's right. That's right. Very, 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 very sad. Very sad. So that's the only bad news I have so far. Otherwise, we're keeping, no, I can't say keep my fingers crossed. I could just say Allah's blessing with us that everything be peaceful and everything goes from this on forward peaceful. That's what my prayer is.
MashaAllah. All right. Well, what about the COVID virus? Let's talk about that for just a second before we get into our program tonight. What about that? There in Missouri, what's the latest?
Well, the latest is more ferocious and more people becoming sick and dying. This is going to be. We have not reached the peak yet, so we expect the peak to go somewhere end of November, in December, something like that. So it is. We always call it serious, but every coming day is more serious than the previous day. So let's hope where it eventually ends. I'm doing my best to keep my precautions, washing hands, mask. We tell patients. Actually, our patients are very good. Everyone comes masked. We don't have to ask anybody. Initially, we had the trouble when people accepting it. But now everyone expects to be in mask and wants you to be in the mask too. So it's okay.
All right. Okay. Let's now switch back over to Florida, inshallah. Dr. Adil, can you give us some?
Yes, the cases are increasing. There's no ifs and buts about it. It's this is part of the systemic. Pandemic numbers all across the nation. It's raging. The numbers we're reaching close to 100,000 a day positivity rate. New infection rate, and the number, of course, of fatalities increasing. And I believe and we have it's hitting home here. Like I have a colleague of mine, and he hasn't been coming to Medjid for a while. I got COVID, while working in the hospital. And then all across, I have my niece in Egypt also got self-quarantined because somebody got it on the job. So I believe this is going to be with us for a while. And again, going back, the only way that everybody will have to program their mindset that this is going to be a long haul, that is probably going to be with us for unlimited number of years, just like the flu-like virus, like everything else. So we will have to go back to the main, issue about really strengthening the immune system, because there are so many bugs out there. There's many pandemics out there. There is complicating issue about the antibiotic resistant, strains that is increasing the number, and it certainly has increased during COVID. But a lot of people are not talking about it. Sometimes you can end up with heavy bugs that no antibiotics going to work for, and this is also another issue. So again, working on strengthening immune system, improve hygiene, and improve the sanitation, as well as social distancing and all and the masking. That's a must, and it's going to be around for a while. So let's get used to it, and let's make it a part of daily routine to everybody's safety. And we should really show this love and concern, and yes, also show that they're real patriot. When you do that, you care about your fellow citizen.
Okay, one of the things that you said that you mentioned 100,000 new cases per day. Is that
There is the last I would say week and a half. The numbers keeps going up, and if you look into compared to what it seen the first peak back in April, the daily rate infectivity was about 50 to 60. Now it went up to 70. 90, and it's almost reaching to 100,000. And of those guys will be sick, and then a portion of those will be end up needing hospital. And now the hospital is going to be overwhelmed. The system is going to be overwhelmed, and then in some states they're going to be talking about rationing the use of ventilators. For instance, I'm going to give to this guy, not to that guy, and so on and so forth, which is a tough decision for a physician to make because they're like playing gods. And if somebody needs it, now they cannot get it. To have this whatever 90-year-old and have comorbidity, this and that. You know what? I'm going to give it to 50-year-old, and there's a lot of ethical questions that go along with it. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran, every human life is sacred, and saving one life like saving entire humanity, and this should go across the board. But there's definite pressures when the systems are overwhelmed, and everybody's scrambling to use whatever limited resources they have.
well? Do we anticipate now with this spike going up? I realize that there's going to be like you were mentioning, there's going to be a shortage of the ventilators. There also going to be a shortage of those little testing kits that maybe something like that. But are we looking at the possibility of people rushing back into the stores to get toilet paper and napkins and all that kind of stuff?
There might, because everybody's talking about this black winter and doubling
Wait a
of
minute,
the
we're
mortality.
talking about a what?
Black winter, dark winter. That there's got to be very, with the daylight saving time started. So now we have a shorter daylight and a longer night. And this, of course, they have this so-called seasonal affective disorder. When people are less exposed to sunshine and all that, get depression on top of isolation, on top of economic crisis, on top of loss of jobs, on top of income and the pandemic. You have all these combination, and truly, we really have to be extra kind to each other during this time. If anything, al-kalimat tayyiba sadaqa. If somebody cannot go out and give food or financial assistance, whatever it is, medication, at least say something nice to people. Show sympathy and show empathy and show that you care about your neighbor, American citizen who is really going through tough times. And we really know there's families that's a lot of members have gone because of COVID, and some of them are lingering long symptoms. So yes, they recovered from COVID, but you know what? They're still sick because of other symptoms.
I want to mention about. I want to ask you actually about the percentage of those who are dying, the percentage of those who get this disease, and then they don't survive it.
There was a thousand deaths a day, but if people do not, I would say, follow the rules about masking and social distancing and all the things we've been talking about, this number could be doubled to 2,000 because now it's raging, virus all over. There has to be, everybody's talking about a mandate for masking all across. There has to be a systemic approach with a generalized strategy for the 50 states, not just isolated here and there, and we don't have a coordinated kind of a vision for everybody.
Okay, now guys, you're watching this thing right now. You're watching us here. And I'm encouraging you, especially if you're on Facebook today. I'm monitoring the Facebook account here, and I'm seeing that we've got almost 5 million in the last 28 days. Now, I would like to see that peak up there a little bit. Let's talk about, you're talking about COVID virus numbers going up. Hey, I'd like to see our numbers going up to see that we're doing our Dawah duty. You know, call to duty, Dawah duty.
We're on call 24/7.
There you go. All right. So what I'm asking you guys to do is take a moment right now to share this. There's right below here. If you're watching this on Facebook, I think is it right over here? Yeah, I think maybe right over in here somewhere, you're going to see a button that says share on it. So here's what I need you to do. Click it, and you can add your own little words to it if you want to, but just click it, and that'll share it. And then, yeah, although you're seeing it on your page, yes, you are. I know that. Otherwise, you wouldn't be watching this right now. But you haven't shared it. That means you're watching it and nobody else of your friends or family or nobody else knows it's going on. Until you click it and share it, it ain't happening, okay? And you're not getting any reward. And I don't want you to miss out on this. So go ahead and click it right now. I'll wait. No, I won't. We'll keep the program going. But I need you guys to pay attention to this. And then every few minutes, I'm going to try to remind everybody about that. Now, here's one thing you can do. One thing you can do is click the share. All right, you got that. The other thing you can do, if you're watching us on our Y.Estes page, now, because we do have about 12 different pages on Facebook. But if you go to the one that I'm telling you right now, facebook.com, look up here. Okay, you're looking up? Yeah, okay. Now, that says Facebook, and it has your extension after it. So what you do, go up there and click on it with your little mouse. Pick up your mouse. I have a portable one. All right. And so then you go up there, and where it says .com, you need to keep the Facebook.com. That's okay. But after that slash mark, put the letter Y, put a dot, and then ESTES, okay? And click that, and it will take you to our page. You won't lose anything because we're displaying it on the same page that I'm telling you to go to. And when you get there, all right, now you can follow us. Follow us. And even in the future, if you're watching this in the future, you can still do all of this, all right? Yeah, and then where it says following, you want to add yourself as a follower so that anytime that we do go live, you will know it. And also anybody that you want to share it with, you'll get the reward for that. All right? All right. Okay, doctor, I'm going to go back to my subject that I was going to ask you about. And I was asking the idea that I want to know is, do we need to be worried about toilet paper, paper towels, wipes, antiseptics, and things like this, honey, black seed, things like that? Do we need to stock up on all of that, or are we okay?
I think
I'll give you my take on it first, you see, because I have, some people who are really connected, telling me that there are going to be long lines, there are going to be the shortages. So these essentials, perishable, non-perishable foods, store it for a couple months or more, and also these toilet papers and this kind of stuff, because there will be, it's very likely that it will be coming. So as a precaution, we should, and in some places, they're already restricted that you can't have more than a roll of toilet paper, means a big roll, things of that nature. So you don't want to be hit like you got hit before in March and April, when there was absolutely no toilet paper, and a lot of other paper products were gone. So that's what my resources tell me. So that's what I'm just pass it on to you guys.
MashaAllah. Thank you, Dr. Sultan. Dr. Adil, if you pick up there where it was.
Yeah, I think, I've lived through the Dr. Sultan's, what he's saying. I'm sure all of us did back in March and April, where you have to go in and empty shelves. And then when you go to the store, I'm sorry, we ran out. We ran out of water, ran out of, toilet paper, ran out of tissues, and ran out of sanitizers. And now they're, stuck, and obviously the prices were much higher. I think they're going to be reinforcing how many items can one person or one family get, to make sure that the stuff go around in a fair way. And I don't like to promote people with fears and all that, because ultimately everything in the hands of Allah. Yes, a lot of people are giving doom and gloom, and a lot of bad statistics, this and that, but it's preventable if we follow the rules. And if a lot of the anxiety and fear and all this uncertainty about what's coming, when we have faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, yes, you take your precautions, you do your stuff, but then don't be consumed by this fear and an anxiety, and try to spread some positivity and try to send some hope and optimism. And we know this, إِنَّ مَعَ الْعُسْرِ يُسْرًا, and Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when إِنَّ مَعَ الْعُسْرِ يُسْرًا, can two yusr will definitely overcome usr. Two ease will overcome the hardship. Yes, we have hardship, but inshallah, Allah gives us this hope and really assurance. So we should not be fallen into this trap of getting anxious and anxiety and so on, and try to spread that spread of hope and optimism, and you still taking precautions, but ultimately everything in the hands of Allah.
All right, that sounds like good advice. At the same time, though, I don't know that everybody's going to be taking this good advice that we're trying to share here today. What do you think about that?
The whole purpose is not for popularity contest or anything like that. It's really stating the facts out, be honest. And Allah, God Almighty, the Creator, have instructed us to do, and the best of humanity, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, peace be upon him, has instructed us to do, indeed, when you're confronted with these challenges. And that's what should be the guidelines that we should follow, and both on a spiritual level and on the physical level, by the
Okay. By the way, do we have any questions from the folks that are watching us right now? Because
contest or anything like that. It's really stating the facts out, be honest.
Somebody,
God
hold on
Almighty,
a second.
have instructed us to do, and the best of humanity.
Yeah, there. We got a feedback on that. So I was asking everybody now, if you pay attention, guys, I'd like just you to, if you have a question, because I am looking, I told you I was going to be monitoring this stuff on Facebook, and that's why I asked you to share it, because after we take our little short break, and it's going to be really short this time, but when we take that break, when we come back, I hope that we're going to have the numbers up on the screen so that you can call in. But in the meantime, if you want to post anything, I see Ratan Khan is offering me a nice red flower. Thank you so much for that. And Hajar Hawari is watching with us. The donation for the NYC Mosque. Is it legit? Yeah, it's legit. Yes, very much so. We have really this thing for a long time. We got, first of all, we had to dig up the place. They had to level it off, then dig it up, and then put the foundation. Then they had to go in and get the cement done. once the cement was done, the beams went up, and we put all the beams out there, and now they're working on the bricks. That's where we're at with that. And inshallah, even with the virus thing going on, the pandemic and everything, we've been really dedicated to this thing to get it going and keep it going and keep it growing. That's one of my favorite things to say about any Dawah organization. Keep it going, keep it growing, because it's not about just maintaining the status quo, because there is no such thing in Dawah as maintaining status quo. You're either going forward or you're going backward, and you're either moving or you're dying, because that's how it works. So yeah, keep that mustard going. If you'd like to donate for it, I promise you that this is a very good thing to do. Okay? Now, Ahmed signed in. He said, how is your health? I'm fine. I'm the only thing I've been suffering with, the one problem all my life is, I'm a little mental issues. Yeah. And Ahmed says, all right, thanks, get those bricks. Yeah, there you go. Spirit. I like that. Get it going. Keep it going. And let's see. We're not ready to take that break yet, so I'm going to ask, on behalf of you guys, if you do have any questions, I'd like you to post them right up here in the comments on Facebook right now. This will tell me how many people are really watching and going and growing with us on that. So you got any question, put it up there. Yesterday we had a record breaker, and the day before that was even bigger, really bigger. So we're on the downhill now. Even though we're getting a lot of numbers, it's downhill from that spike that we had. We had let me see, I'm going to go down the page here. If you want to do that, go way down the page if you're watching us on our page. And yeah, what we have 274,000 who have checked out the thing. It says say no to everything made in France. And below that, we just had a simple one. It says just say no. Do not buy from France. 441,000 since we put that up October the 28th at 7:23 p.m. And today is the 3rd of November. That's like 6 days. Is that right, Doctor?
7. Well, because October is 31st. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is that 6 days?
Today's the 7th because October was 31 days.
Okay, so 1 week, and we got 441. Oh, you know what? I forgot I could put that up so people could see it. I should do that. But that's kind of dumb of me not to have done that to start with. There you go. Yeah, you can see it now. Take a look at it. Yes. It says, just say no, do not buy from France. And I'm going to highlight it there, guys. Look at that. Oh, the highlight doesn't show. All right. But anyway, 53,000 engagements, 1,000 comments, 3,500 shares. Look at that. 3,500 shares. MashaAllah. I'm really impressed with what you guys can do. When you set your mind to it, guys, I think Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows we could do a whole lot better than we're doing all around the world. I'm putting that back up there. You guys can see it. It kind of squished. I don't really know how all of that works, but I think we can, yeah. Let me see if this helps it. Whoop. Whoa. Maybe not. Let me try that one more time. Ha. Alhamdulillah. 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 All right, so we'll go ahead and take our break. Yeah, that's a real good time to take a break right now after I mess something up. Yeah. All right. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back right after this. Stay tuned and stay guided with Guidance TV. And just like the pen that doesn't write, and just like the pen that doesn't write, well, worthless. Don't be worthless. Get guided with Guide Us TV. Get the free app, guideus.app. And just like the pen that doesn't write, well, worthless. Worthless. Get guided with Guide Us. Okay, now, the next thing that I wanted to feature here and talk about is our regular topic that we have called bridge building. Now, we do have a website called Bridge to Faith, but that's different from this that Dr. Adil has for us, and he's going to give us the next segment. I think this is the last segment, is it?
That's correct. This is the final chapter of the ebook, A Decade of Bridge Building. But if anybody's interested, it's available on Amazon, just to kind of help people understand, the effective ways to be able to reach out to folks, to make friends, to be effective in promoting peace and harmony in the community, locally and globally. And this, it was started, this era, the book covered a decade, started right after 9/11 in 2001 till 2011, where the Egyptian revolution had changed the world. Prior to, which was a Facebook revolution, somebody was making a comment that the Egyptian revolution, there was 500 million users of Facebook. But after, with the Egyptians pioneered that, went to more than 1 billion users of Facebook. And then since then, obviously, social media have grown to be really a part of everyday day life. But they did it in such an elegant way. So 24 hours after it started, there was young folks in University of Wisconsin. They felt that they are well connected to what people were asking for about freedom and dignity and human dignity and simple, bread, and everybody kind of gathered along with it, get these iconic scenes of Liberation Square and so on. And then the folks have inherently have really learned that a word that a lot of Muslims use on a daily basis, Allahu Akbar, has nothing to do with terrorism or violence. It's simple prayer that Muslims use as an integral part of their faith, that Allah is the greatest, and that's what it means. And if people realize that for 5 daily prayers, we say Allahu Akbar, which total 17 units, each one is called rak'ah. It's mentioned 7 times. So we do the math correctly, 17 times 7, it'll be 119. Plus, after each prayer, with 5 daily prayers, we say Allahu Akbar 33 times. So 33 times 5 will be 165. And if we combine the 119 plus a minimum of 284 times a day for average Muslim during the prayer, as well as what's called khatimat as-salah, after doing the dhikrullah or the tasbih after each prayer, the supplication and remembrance of Allah. Allahu Akbar could reflect an admiration and love and appreciation of God's, ability of doing so many things. When we see a bird flying, or a water, or the beauty of nature, or the creation of God, we reflect on that when we say Allahu Akbar. So this is very, very important because some people have missed that, misinterpreted that in the media, and somehow, some way, connected it with the violent acts and so on. And that is absolutely wrong, and it should be corrected, and it should be really emphasized, in everybody, across the globe. And with that, we came to the end of the decade of bridge building, and I wanted to hopefully make this contribution that to when people read and learn, then they can
Salam
pass on
alaikum.
and to others.
Salam alaikum.
Alaikum salam, Sheikh Yusuf.
MashaAllah. Do you have a question for the doctors?
I just want to thank you about your program, and it's very useful. Thank you very much.
Okay, I'm glad that you appreciated the effort that doctor has put into this thing is amazing.
I have here my little kid is watching with me, and it's very beautiful to hear from you, and we really appreciate your time at this moment for the coronavirus, and you still gave us something to learn. Thank you very much.
Okay.
We need this. We really need this. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for calling and letting us know. I think that we have, according to, I'm looking at, are you watching this on Facebook or on television?
On YouTube. I'm watching this on YouTube.
Oh, on YouTube. Okay. All right. Well, you keep watching and keep guided with Guidance TV.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Allah guide us to the Jannah, inshallah.
Allah guide all of us. MashaAllah. MashaAllah. What's your name, brother? Where are you calling
My
from?
name is Ahmed.
Ahmed, where are you calling from?
New Jersey.
New Jersey. Oh, this pandemic, but I was over there right before it. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been in North Plainfield Masjid, and I saw you there before. I've met you in the masjid before in Plainfield.
Okay. All right. MashaAllah. MashaAllah. Thank you so much for your call.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank
All
you
right.
so much. Thank you.
Okay.
Have a great night.
Thank you. MashaAllah. And now, doctor, you were just wrapping it all up. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yes, and I wanted just to acknowledge the hard work and months and many days and hundreds of hours putting this together. Thanking Allah first and foremost, we had tried to really make this, no matter what, we to reflect the love that we have for our Prophet, alayhi salatu wasalam, Prophet Muhammad, and then let people know about an elegant response to whatever attacks that come against Islam or Prophet Muhammad or against the Quran. And we also want to acknowledge the team, the hardworking team that worked with us. And I'm going to give thanks to retired U.S. Army Colonel Nicholas Morana, who was an inspiration and a great community leader that participated and helped with so many events that have been done through this decade. Photographer Mamdouh Shib, who really have provided us with great photos, and also with our dear brother, Muslim brother Lance McElmurray, for technical support, and also for Chris Fifey for his contribution and artistic contribution. So this was done in a most professional way, and it's available in e-format in English and also a translated copy in Arabic. And now this stuff we see a decade later, and we see this stuff is not stopping, the Islamophobia and so on and so forth. So a part of a curriculum or part of a kind of organized approach is to bring the knowledge and bring in education and bring in the kind modules to folks and people, and then hopefully that will contribute to peace and harmony across the globe, and improve the lives of people and businesses, and lessen the number of people that innocent victims that are just getting harmed for not doing anything, for no fault of their own, I hope that this will be a heart changer and game changer for a lot of folks to really bring in peace and harmony. And we know now, for 13th century, the Muslims have ruled the world. It was all, inclusivity of diversity and respect of everybody, under the umbrella of Islam rule for 13 centuries. So this is important facts that we wanted to bring and share with every one of our dear listeners and viewers.
Well, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen. I thank Allah for this opportunity for me to be with all of you guys who are watching us right now. And I thank Allah for the guests that we have and we've had right along with us ever since the pandemic started. We've always had a program nights out of all of the nights since the pandemic started at the beginning of March, somewhere like that. And alhamdulillah that Allah blessed us to be able to continue, even though our technician has been on the road and doing things, and he manages to stop and always get us hooked up some way or another. And also for us, even though we had to leave for a little while during the evacuation thing, we still were able to keep going and growing. And I really do thank Allah for that. And I thank Allah for our guests, especially because they come on here without any payment for any of this except from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And they don't expect anything from us, and don't even expect us to be too professional, because I'm not. But anyway, alhamdulillah, we do have a great setup for all of you with Sister Kim and Brother Richard, Ahmed Redwan, and of course the two doctors with us tonight, Dr. Sultan, who has always been there for us in so many ways, and Dr. Adil there in Florida. You guys are tremendous, and we really do appreciate all the efforts that you are doing, guys. And we do make dua for you, and I'm asking all of our followers, and I'm asking all of the ones watching this right now, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube or wherever you're watching this right now, I ask you to please make dua for us, all of us, our family of Muslims, the Muslim family worldwide, please. MashaAllah. Dr. Sultan, we'd like to really hear from you especially regarding the idea of the dhikr that we should be making and the du'as that we should be making for each other right now. What are some of the things that you advise?
Well, what I do personally, number one, I pray for our deceased parents and other close relatives, and in general, all the Muslims who have passed away before us. And I pray that Allah Ta'ala forgive their shortcomings, give them fill their graves with iman, with nur, and on the day of judgment, he should call those people whom he has promised to Jannah without any accountability. And at the same time, I ask those who are living, my friends, my relatives, close relatives, distant relatives, my friends, and all Muslims in general, the same thing, that when we die, Allah Ta'ala give us fill our graves with nur, give us the same thing I ask for all my parents and all other relatives. And also I ask him to myself personally forgive all the shortcomings that I had in relation to discharging my duties to Allah Ta'ala and also to the mankind, and also I asked him Rabbi Zidni Ilma. This is my one of the favorite dua I have, along with Hazrat Ibrahim's dua, تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم, and also Hazrat Ibrahim's dua, حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل, حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل, حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل. So keep us all in protection and give us the path. So this is my personal dua, and I include everybody in this, those Muslims who deceased and all the Muslims who are alive right now.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah. Thank you so much, Doctor. And we do appreciate your efforts and your wisdom in helping us with our programs too, as a matter of fact. Dr. Adol, I'd like to ask a quick question from you, if you don't mind. That when we're talking about this, the bridge building, how do you see what you're doing there in Tampa, Florida, as being something that helps with that project? What you're personally doing?
I think, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, all thanks and praise to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I believe, when somebody look in a video about Ramadan and it just Google Ramadan, Thanksgiving, and they're saying, oh, we're good people. It's like, okay, show me something by evidence. So this program have grown to be all over the nation, not just in Florida, not just in Tampa or Brooksville, where it started. And I hope that people can really realize that, what are you guys doing? Okay, well, you look at the Crescent clinics, and we'll talk about this as we come later. As I was just to have a minute to talk about how Islam changed medicine globally, to the whole entire universe, to the whole entire humanity. A lot of people don't know that. So when we bring in evidence and we bring in history and legacy, then we know about our common heritage, our grandparents, what they have done, what sacrifice they have made, and how this could help people understand the way of life, and understand it. And when you do that, then the boogeyman is gone. Then there's no fear. Then we can sit and joke and laugh and eat together. And okay, we don't eat pork, we don't drink liquor and all that. Okay, I understand. We changed the menu for the breakfast for the Chamber of Commerce. When I sponsored the breakfast, Chamber of Commerce, everybody have, in the morning, breakfast is what? Eggs and what? Ham and eggs. But we changed the menu into a healthy one, but you have turkey, bologna and turkey ham and turkey, based, healthy choice that people can take. This way they expect us and will support you, and then we'll support to make sure people understand, so that they get benefit, and we don't displease Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we don't break the rules. And if we sit down, have a meeting, somebody will say, okay, doctor is here, so I just have to, out of respect, what are you drinking, guys? No, not beer or anything like that, but we'll have some lemonade. And everybody jokes and laugh, and then we can help each other for, reaching out those less fortunate ones, for healthcare, for food, for, I don't care who it is. We're just giving out food. And this is the spirit of Ramadan. And this is what Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said. You do these things, you give the food out to, and greetings to everybody, and you pray at night when everybody is asleep, and then you connect your kinship. If you do these 4 things, you have easy way to paradise. And that's why, it's all about action. It's all how the faith can be translated into action that people can see and build, credibility and trust. And that's a very important factor. And once that happens, then, hey, these guys are cool. These guys are my friends. And then they, call and ask for help. And it doesn't have to be even medical. They could people who talk about, private things, even marriage. And I told them, I'm not your priest or, or social worker, but that's how comfortable and how people have made a peace that they see not, they see things the way it should be reflected by the teaching of Allah in the dealing with human beings and honesty and integrity and so on. So I hope that this will help, generations, especially young generations who are being confronted with Islamophobes, businesses, leaders, anybody could benefit from that, and maybe we could try these very successful approaches to build peace and harmony across the world.
Well, we got a call here. Let's take the call and find out what's going on.
Mahid Hassan.
Let's take the call. Salam alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Wa alaikum salam rahmatullahi barakatuh. Who is this? Where are you calling from?
My name is Hadi. I'm calling from Denmark.
Denmark. MashaAllah, Hadi. Well, it's wonderful to have you on our show tonight. MashaAllah. Do you have a question for the doctor?
No, I don't have a question. I just would like to talk about what happened yesterday in Austria. And I would like
Austria? Okay. I thought it was the day before yesterday. Yeah, okay. Go ahead.
I just would like to say that what happened in Austria yesterday, that should not make Muslims weaker than what they are right now. It should make them stronger.
Well, actually, Dr. Zakir Naik posted something today saying that it was Muslims who came to the rescue of what was going on, and they actually helped out with the police there on the scene. Did you know about that?
Yeah, I knew about it. Sheikh, but I would like to say something else if you
okay, sure.
Like the West, they are targeting the Muslims even for no reason. So we should expect being more targeted in the future because of this attack and because of previous attacks in France and in Britain before.
Well, actually, Dr. Zakir. Okay, I do have a point to make about this topic, and that is that first and foremost, above all, I do not disagree with our president about fake news. There still is, and I think we're going to be plagued with it for a long time, a lot of discrepancy between what we're actually seeing happen and what people are saying is happening. I have been personally observing. I was one of the people who actually saw what happened to the Pentagon. To this day, they have never the correct story. There are parts of it, yeah, and some of it was fabricated. Some of it was kind of true, but it's coming from a different perspective. And so I don't really blame the people involved, the people that were obviously victims, but the way the journalists will present it sometimes is not 100% accurate. And we do have our own news website. It's called Islam Newsroom. And for a long time, I was the main editor for it. But after I saw so much going on, I realized that it's better for us to stick with the Islamic topics and not get involved, because even though I could be in something, I can see how people are trying to bring another angle to it. So do not ever think that everything that you read is true. Our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us it is enough, it's just enough for you to repeat what you hear in a day to be considered kadhib, a liar. This hadith is mentioning a very true statement 1450 years ago almost. And the Prophet ﷺ is telling us It's enough just to repeat what you hear to be considered a liar. Because it...
Yeah, I would like to say something else.
Okay.
If you give me that chance.
Go ahead.
Here in Denmark, they're also planning to make like Charlie Hebdo, what happened in Charlie Hebdo. They made some I don't know, I'm not very good English, but something against our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They are planning the same to do the same thing here in Denmark.
Okay,
like
now, listen, is what happens. Whenever you see, now I'm going to ask you to step back in your thinking a little bit and think about what is on. If your leader, a group or your society or your culture, if your leaders are telling you to do something that they already know will bring a lot of hatred and a lot of action, that means they want it. They want to push that so that they can push another button and say, oh, look at this. Oh, surprise, surprise. And it's no surprise for them because they orchestrated it by bringing out that very thing. Do you follow that?
Yeah, Sheikh, yeah.
So I'm cautioning us. I'm realizing what you're saying, but I'm cautioning all of us. Don't respond. They're pushing your buttons on purpose to Islam's right in the centerfold, because these are the people who don't really have anything else to really work with. They're money grabbers. They're political guys who are just trying to go along and give money from this group and money from that group, but they don't have anything for the general public. So we're providing them with an office. They want to have something going on so they can say, oh, look, hey, I'm champion for this, I'm champion for that. But they're the ones pushing the people right into that. I was watching something today that I saw that really blew my mind. It was an individual. He was talking about what we in the West are doing right now. And he's not a Muslim, and he's definitely from here in the States. But he's saying that what we're doing is playing right into the end times. And he's not even Muslim, and he's saying that. I just got a notice that we have to go off the air. Okay, let's do this. Let's continue talking about this tomorrow. If you don't mind to call in tomorrow, we'll have a whole thing just for you. You can do that, all right? Same time tomorrow, right? Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. We appreciate you too, man. All right. Dr. Adil, salam alaikum. Dr. Sultan, salam alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
MashaAllah, I love you guys so much for the sake of Allah. Thank you for being with us for this. And we got to wrap this up right now because they're telling me that we're going to be off the air. So I'm going to encourage everybody watching this right now, don't just back off. Stay tuned to stay guided by Guidance TV. Now, if you don't have the app yet, you get that app, guideus.app. Guide Us app, and it is so easy on your computer, on your tablet, on your phone. And app, get the app. When you've got the app, you've got Guide Us right there in your hands. MashaAllah ta'ala. So, guys, stay guided with Guide Us TV. And just like the pen that doesn't write, well, worthless. Don't be worthless. Get guided with Guide Us TV. Get the free app, guideus.app. And just like the pen that doesn't write,